Alright, so I'm doing this new build here. This is a frame from Quattro Volante. It's called the Xeno. And this is a 3-inch, and it's a regular X. I know I've done a Xeno in the past, but I believe it was a stretched X. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was a stretched X. This is a true X, which I favor over the stretched. I'm not really into racing. So yeah, it's a true X. Let's see how big it is. It's probably somewhere around 120, 130, 140. 145 millimeters motor to motor. It is 3 millimeters thick, so nice and beefy. Pretty solid. I've always been a fan of the Quattro Volante frames. He uses really nice carbon, and I really like his designs. I love how it has this bar going across the front. You know, most frames that are like this, you wouldn't see those bars. It would just be the arms, and then this piece just hanging over the edges, you know. But those bars make it really nice for when you crash. It's just gonna hold up the arms nicer, and this section, I mean, the whole thing is just, it just makes it that much tougher, you know. It's just so awesome. It feels super light too. It's really light. It does have slots, so you can use 11.0X motors or 1306, 1407 type motors. I'm going to be using the Emax 1306B 4000 kV. They work on here great. I do have the other Xeno. This is a Xeno Micro, so you can see it's quite a bit smaller. This is a 3-inch, and this is a 1.9-inch. This thing, oh my god, I'm so mad about what happened with this. I wanted to build this with the B-Brain Hive 16 stack. I had nothing but problems with this stack. Let me show you real quick. Okay, so the way that it comes with these rubber pieces. They're like little standoffs that are rubber, and you know, so it's just isolated, you know, it's on rubber. So obviously they want these on there because the gyro sucks, because whatever gyro they're using in this flight controller just sucks bad. So I put this in here. Well, the first thing I did was take these off and just put some M2 screws through the frame, put an M2 nut on, and then set this down and screw it down with the 4 screws going through the frame. That didn't work. As soon as I armed the motors, the whole quad would just shake like this. So obviously there was a noise issue. So next thing I did was I put these back on and stuck it in here, and it was almost too tall. It just barely fit, as you can see. It just barely slides in there. The back side, since it dips down, curves down in the back, the back side kind of went up inside underneath, so it just barely worked. It was actually pushing it down a little bit on that rubber. And when I armed it, the motors were smooth, but then when I throttled up, it would shake. So I took it out and tried to fly it, and it would fly, but the whole time it's flying, it would do this twitching like this. As you're flying around, it would just twitch back and forth, which makes it really, really hard to fly. So the next thing I did was I took some of this Gorilla foam tape, nice and squishy, right? Took three square layers and just stuck it straight to the bottom of the ESC and stuck that straight onto the frame. So it was able to move around and squish, you know. It was just on nothing but foam, you know. So, and 3 layers thick. It was really thick. So like vibrations, you know, it'd be almost impossible for vibrations to go through that. And it still did that. I couldn't believe it. So the next thing I did was I got a hold of Newbie Drone, told them the problem, and they said, oh, it's a hardware issue. We'll send you a new flight controller. So they sent me a new flight controller. I stick it in there. I had to send the old flight controller back to them. And it still did it. It still shook when I would arm it. So I gave up. I took it off, put it back in this box, and I asked them for a refund. They told me I needed to contact who I bought it from. So that's what I'm doing. Luckily, the people I bought it from are the most awesome people in the business, so they're giving me a refund. I was just gonna cut my losses on it, you know, if they weren't gonna be able to do it, and just hate on Newbie Drone forever. But I can't really hate on them because, I mean, I've seen them flying some quad. I don't know what quad it was. I don't know what frame it was, but they were flying some frame with the Hive 16 stack in it, and it seemed to fly good. So I know it wasn't me, because obviously I've built hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of quads. I know what I'm doing, you know. I tried all of the soft mounting. I mean, I shouldn't even have to do that to begin with. For example, this quad that I'm building right here, I'm not using soft mounts or anything, you know. I mean, it does have the rubber things in the foreign one, but I'm just using M3 nuts, M3 nylon screws, and that's it. You know, I'm gonna put the flight controller on, and then I'm gonna go fly, and it's just gonna fly. You know, I shouldn't have to be doing any kind of extra special things to make it fly like I did on that stupid Hive stack. So, damn, I made these camera wires way too long. Sorry about the rant. I couldn't believe it. I mean, if you're gonna charge $100 for a stack, you gotta at least make sure that it's gonna work every time. Okay, so back to the Xeno 3-inch. Oh no, wait, let me finish with this Xeno Micro. So I'm not using the Hive 16. I ordered a Teeny F4 Pro because I've used hundreds of those. You don't have to do anything special to them. You just throw them in the quad and go fly. So I got a Teeny F4 Pro coming. I'm going to fly it on 2S. The one flight that I did get with this on the Hive where it shook, it's on my YouTube. It's one of my recent videos, you know. And that one flight that I did, this thing flew so awesome. Besides the twitching, I'm just talking about like the power, basically. Because I had 1.9-inch props. Let me show you what props I used. These guys right here, they're the Gym Fan. I think they're the Hulkies 1940s, so 1.9-inch. With a 2S, I used the 300 milliamp hour Nanotech 2S battery. I got another battery that's going to be perfect for that. Let me see. I just got this one. It's a G&B 452S. And I think it'll be perfect for this. Yeah, it fits on there just perfect. So I'm going to get a nice 4 to 5 minute flight time with this thing. And it has so much nice punch. You know, it would do big old punch out and rolls and power loops. I mean, this thing is just awesome, man. It's so awesome. It flies like a nice 3-inch, like this one will fly. But it's half the size or less, you know? It's just so awesome. I haven't actually personally owned a quad this size with 1.9. I mean, I've had like some 2-inch quads here and there, you know, but I never really liked them. Probably because I was flying them on like 3 and 4S and shit with really high kV, big 1106s or whatever, you know, but 1103, 10,000 kV with this tiny light frame, 1.9-inch props on 2S. It's just awesome. That's all I can say. It's just awesome. So the 3-inch, you have an option to get the regular canopy or a TPU. I chose TPU. I don't think he had the option before in the past, but he does now. And the cost wasn't any different. It didn't cost any more. This is the one. I actually had to message him and ask him if he had any. He actually only had one left. And he's not going to be doing them anymore, I guess, because he thinks that everybody wants the stretch decks or something. I don't know, but yeah, right here under color, you click on it, and then you can have red TPU or yellow TPU. That's the only options for TPU. Otherwise, you get that real hard. I don't know if it's PLA or what, but it breaks really easily. So like when you go to put the screw in, it'll crack. And I think I did a video on that on when I had the Libero 2.5 inch, I think, because it uses the same style of top piece. It came with these little M2 standoffs already in as well, and then there's one on here too. They're little brass M2 standoffs. This is TPU as well, so when this is on, it kind of, so that's how it looks together. It's kind of like the Airblade Eclair, how it has the slots in the sides and the side plates just go around these little things that stick out on the bottom plate. And then you got the standoffs going across that you just screw together. Except for the front has this little TPU piece on the bottom with the standoff going through it that you can screw the side plates to. And that's screwed to the base plate, so that's how it holds that in. I got a Swift 3. So once it's in there, it looks so nice because it's like it goes around, it curves around, you know, and the camera kind of just goes with it. It's pretty nice, but anyway. This is the AK32 35 amp 4-in-1, the 20x20, and then the Acon F4 20x20, and then I got the Unify Pro 32 Nano, which now comes with this, I don't know if it's a white noise board or what, but it comes with this board now. The holes that it comes with is M2, but I just take this file right here and just stick it in the hole and just go. And the width or the circumference of this is the same as the M3 screw, so once you go all the way through, then it's good for M3. Perfect. So yeah, that's my stack. When I get this finished up, man, it's the most beautiful day today here. It's like 70 degrees and sunny and just so nice. I mean, like a few days ago it was snowing and 30, and now it's sunny and 70. It's so crazy. That's how it is around here though. And then I'm also using, I got this from Race Day Quads. It's a XT30 and a cap holder, which works pretty nice. It's pretty nice to have the cap out here and, you know, more room inside for other things. Especially on this frame, there's not a ton of room on this frame when you got those side plates on. Not really any room up front after you get the camera in, and then in the back, you know, there's not a lot of room back there either for anything. So the VTX on top, the receiver will probably go back here somewhere. It might even go on the very bottom underneath the camera. I'm not sure yet, but there's room on top too, but I don't really want to put the receiver on top of the VTX. So yeah, pretty sweet frame. I always loved this frame, especially after the last one that I built, but it was a stretch deck, so I wasn't a fan. So I was so happy to hear that he had one of these left. So I don't know if this is going to be the last one ever, but it's one of my favorites, so I had to have one. So yeah, when I get it finished built, I will upload some videos of it flying, maybe do a line of sight punch out test and whatnot. Check out these LEDs on there, it'll be pretty cool. I got blue and white. I think, oh, and then I got the RXSR as the receiver that I'm using. I think that's about all I got. I think I covered everything. I can kind of get you a weight of the frame, but it won't be completely accurate because it has this piece on and the screws. But, you know, that's probably 2 grams, maybe 3, maybe 4 grams total. $40 with all of that. So maybe 35 grams would be the frame with the TPU parts, which is pretty decent average weight. If you look at like the Acrobat is like 50 grams or 50, more than 50. So yeah, it's pretty light and robust. It does come with these too for the arms, but they're PLA or something, hard plastic, so, or 3D print material, whatever it is, PLA I think. I'll probably use them just because it's something at least to protect the edges. Because I hate it whenever I crash on, especially on concrete, it starts ripping up and shit on the ends of the arm, so. Love those arm protectors. Alright. And here it is all finished up. Turned out pretty nice. Plenty of room for the 4-in-1 flight controller and the Unify Pro on the little board. I got the receiver in the back there. Just like I showed on the last xeno I did, like maybe a year ago. It's got the little piece right here that you screw into the TPU, and then you can just flip it down to get your antenna out. You flip it up, tighten the screw down, and then it keeps your antenna locked into place there, which is pretty nice. This TPU is really nice. I'm glad I got that. Yeah, I mean, it was a super easy build. Put the little rubber grommets underneath the flight controller so it's nice and squishy. You can see squishes down. I flashed this to 3.5.7. Anyway, let's do a little hover real quick. These, I really like these props. These are the HQ 30. What are they? 3130. So they're 3.1 inch by 30 degree pitch, 4-blade. I think they're gonna work pretty good.
Welcome to OpenTF. Switch warning.
I love the race light LEDs too. I like how they only are on when you arm it. And then they get brighter as you give more throttle. All right. It's flying so smooth. Pretty quiet too. So yeah, there it is. The Xeno 3-inch X frame, all done. I cannot wait to fly this thing. It was such a beautiful day today, but it's almost dark.
Telemetry lost.
So gonna have to wait till tomorrow. But I'll definitely upload the DVR footage for sure. That was just 3S too. It has a real nice punch on 3S with the 4 blades and the 4000 kV. But I'll be running this on 4S, so it's gonna be a little screamer. Let me get the weight real quick. I'm gonna guess around I'm gonna say 135. Oh, 150. Not bad though, still for a 3-inch. It's a little on the heavy side, but nothing like those damn brats get. Let me get a 654S and see what it is with that. So 150 plus, there we go, 233. So it's still under 250. 233 with the battery. Not bad at all. All right. That's all I got. So thanks for watching.